The CheckMate 067 study is a study in advanced melanoma for people who haven't had previous treatment with chemotherapy, so a first-line study looking at ipilimumab or IPI versus nivolumab versus the two drugs together. So 3 different groups, about 950 patients at 137 centres around the world. And it's really the first phase 3 study where the combination of IPI and nivolumab have been looked at in comparison, frankly, with other standards of care. And of course, IPI really is the benchmark to date in this group of patients. The data presented today from CheckMate 067 were really the first analysis, which was for progression-free survival, response rate, and also for toxicity and side effects. And what we can see, or what we've seen today, is that the progression-free survival for the combination of drugs was significantly prolonged in comparison with IPI or nivolumab. And so for the combination of the two together, the median progression-free survival was around 11 months in comparison with around 7 for nivolumab alone and about 3 months for IPI alone. The response rate for the combination was about 57% in comparison with about 43% for nivolumab and 19% for IPI. So I think to see a response rate of over 50% for immunotherapy is pretty much unprecedented in a phase 3 trial. And I think that the message for the side effects was that the side effects for the combination were sort of, if you like, qualitatively similar to IPI. In other words, side effects we're familiar with already, we know how to manage. There had been some issues about side effects for the combination and perhaps some concerns in the past, but I think very importantly there were no treatment-related deaths in the combination group. And actually, because the study was carried out at over 100 centres around the world, it means that I think that melanoma clinicians everywhere have actually got the experience potentially to deal with these kinds of side effects. I think from the point of view of availability and what this means for clinicians and patients, we know that nivolumab quite recently got a positive CHMP, so we anticipate that there'll be European licensing of nivolumab alone probably in the summer this year. In terms of the combination, I think it's a little early, and I wouldn't anticipate that it's going to be readily available anytime soon. And we also need to bear in mind that what we've seen today from CheckMate 067 is progression-free survival and response rate, and a very important consideration for this is going to be the overall survival, and it's too early to analyse the study for overall survival. So, I'll want to see those overall survival data, but again, I think we'll be into sort of 2016, maybe even 2017 before we see those data.